Mark Hamill will always be remembered as Luke Skywalker, the farm boy who rose to become the hero of Star Wars. For millions of fans, he was the bright-eyed symbol of hope who helped save the galaxy. But in recent years, something has changed. At the age of 73, Mark Hamill has stepped into a completely new phase of his career, one that has shocked fans and amazed critics. Instead of heroic or funny roles, he is now playing dark, broken, and sometimes terrifying characters that make audiences uneasy. His recent performances have been intense, emotional, and haunting. This transformation didn't happen overnight. It came after years of struggle, personal pain, and a need to redefine who he was beyond Luke Skywalker. For a man who once represented hope, this darker path has surprised everyone. But it has also revealed a side of Hamill that few ever expected to see. His journey from bright hero to complex artist shows that even legends must evolve to stay true to themselves. Mark Richard Hamill was born on September 25, 1951, in Oakland, California. He was the fourth of 7 children in a strict military family. His father, William Hamill, was a Navy captain who ran the household like a ship. Everything had to be done perfectly. Even as a small boy, Mark was taught discipline. He washed cars, made beds with sharp corners, and followed strict dinner times. Moving was also a normal part of life. Before turning 18, the Hamill family moved more than 10 times, from Virginia to New York, even to Japan. Every new place meant starting over, finding new friends, and adjusting to new schools. To cope with all the change, Mark found comfort in comic books. He loved Batman, Superman, and the stories of courage and adventure. Comics became his escape, his way to dream about other worlds while living in a very controlled home. His mother, Virginia, was gentle and creative. She encouraged his imagination, often sewing costumes and letting him perform funny little plays for family gatherings. That early support helped him discover his love for acting, even when his father didn't understand it. After finishing high school in 1969, Mark wanted to follow his dream of becoming an actor. His father disagreed and wanted him to join the Navy or study law. Still, Mark followed his heart and went to Los Angeles City College to study theater. He didn't enjoy the heavy focus on theory and Shakespeare, so he left after 1 semester. His decision caused a big argument at home, but it pushed him to try harder. His first real job came from a fast food commercial that paid $350, the most money he had ever earned. From that moment, he was determined to make acting his life. Over the next few years, he appeared in small TV roles and struggled to make rent. He slept on friends' couches, lived off instant noodles, and took any job he could find. In 1972, he landed a role on General Hospital, where he appeared in 16 episodes. It was his first taste of success, but he wanted more than daytime television. Mark's early years were full of rejection, but those challenges taught him discipline and resilience. They were the same qualities that would later make him perfect for a galaxy far, far away. In 1975, everything changed. Mark Hamill walked into an audition for a movie called The Star Wars: The Adventures of Luke Starkiller. He had no idea it would change his life forever. George Lucas, the director, saw something special in him. Innocence mixed with determination. When Lucas paired him with Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher, the chemistry was perfect. Mark signed a small contract, earning $1,000 a week, not realizing that this role would make him world famous. Filming Star Wars in Tunisia was difficult, with extreme heat and long days. During this time, Hamill showed incredible focus and dedication. But just before the film's release in 1977, tragedy struck. He was in a serious car accident that broke his nose and damaged his face. Surgeons had to rebuild part of it, and for a while he thought his career was over. Despite the pain, he returned to the set, and when Star Wars finally premiered, it became a global phenomenon. Mark Hamill went from an unknown actor to an international icon overnight. But fame came with pressure, and it would change his life forever. The success of Star Wars opened doors, but it also trapped Hamill in the shadow of Luke Skywalker. Casting directors refused to see him as anything else. Even after winning awards for The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, many in Hollywood couldn't imagine him in another role. Hamill tried to break free by performing on Broadway in plays like Amadeus and The Elephant Man. He proved he was talented beyond science fiction, but he still struggled to escape the image of the space hero. Behind the scenes, his life wasn't easy. He married Marilu York, a dental hygienist, in 1978. Their marriage faced ups and downs due to his fame and work schedule. Still, their relationship remained strong, and they raised 3 children together. Mark's career cooled after Star Wars, but his determination didn't fade. He started looking for ways to express himself differently. Not through his face, but through his voice. That decision would lead to a new chapter that redefined his entire career. In 1992, Hamill auditioned for Batman, the animated series. At first, he was just hoping for a small part. But when Tim Curry dropped out of voicing the Joker, Mark got his chance. The moment he opened his mouth, everything changed. His laugh was chilling, his delivery sharp, and his performance unforgettable. Fans couldn't believe that the same man who played Luke Skywalker could sound so terrifying. His version of the Joker became legendary and continued for decades across TV shows, movies, and video games. Mark himself once said that voice acting gave him freedom. It allowed him to become anyone, from villains to heroes, without being limited by his face or age. His success as the Joker made people see him in a completely new light. It showed his incredible range and creativity, proving he wasn't just the hero of a galaxy. He could also be its darkest voice. Over time, Hamill became one of the most respected voice actors in Hollywood, inspiring countless others to follow the same path. Despite his achievements, life continued to test him. In 2016, his family faced a public scandal when leaked messages and accusations involving his son made headlines. Around the same time, Hamill became more vocal about politics online, which brought him both praise and backlash. He received death threats and lost followers, but he refused to stay silent. Then came another heartbreak: the death of his longtime friend and Star Wars co-star, Carrie Fisher. Her passing in December 2016 deeply affected him. Mark canceled appearances, withdrew from public life, and admitted that he struggled with depression during that time. Instead of giving up, he found a new purpose: bringing hope to others. He began visiting sick children in hospitals, dressing as Luke Skywalker to brighten their days. Between 2017 and 2019, he personally visited over 100 terminally ill kids, using his fame to comfort them. Through grief and controversy, Hamill turned pain into compassion. It reminded everyone that behind the fame and the jokes, he was still the same kind-hearted dreamer who once believed in doing good. When Hamill returned to Star Wars in 2015 for The Force Awakens, it wasn't easy. He had to lose 50 pounds to look the part again and endure the pressure of living up to his old image. His brief appearance at the end of the film, a silent stare, became one of the most powerful moments in cinema. But his next movie, The Last Jedi, brought controversy. The new version of Luke was darker and broken, something Hamill initially disagreed with. He even said publicly, "This is not my Luke Skywalker." But over time, he came to accept it, realizing that the story reflected his own life, a hero facing doubt and change. Although fans were divided, Hamill's performance received wide praise. It showed maturity, pain, and wisdom. His return to Star Wars wasn't just about nostalgia. It was a reminder that growth often means letting go of who we used to be. Hamill learned to embrace that lesson both as an actor and as a man. By 2025, Hamill had completely reinvented himself. Gone was the symbol of hope. In his place stood an actor unafraid to explore darkness. In The Long Walk, he played a cruel military commander who oversaw a deadly contest. He lost weight, used prosthetics, and delivered one of the most chilling performances of his life. Critics called it his best work since The Joker. Soon after, in The Life of Chuck, he played a broken alcoholic in a role that was raw and emotional. During one powerful scene, he broke down crying over a birthday cake, a moment that wasn't scripted. The director said the crew cried behind the camera because the emotion felt so real. Hamill's transformation into these darker, more complex roles has made audiences see him in a completely new light. No longer just the farm boy from Tatooine, he has become a master storyteller, willing to show the pain, anger, and vulnerability of human life. It's a transformation that proves growth doesn't stop with age. It deepens. As Mark Hamill entered his 70s, his outlook on life became more reflective and grounded. In interviews, he often jokes about his age but speaks seriously about gratitude. He says that growing older has given him freedom. Freedom from fear, from needing approval, and from the pressure of always being perfect. When younger, he constantly worried about pleasing fans, directors, and studios. Now, he focuses on doing what feels right to him. In a 2023 interview, he shared that every mistake he ever made taught him something valuable. Whether it was a failed audition, a box office flop, or a misunderstood tweet, he treated each one as a lesson in humility. "Fame is not a reward," he once said. "It's a test. It shows who you really are." That belief has shaped his later work. Hamill has learned that being a true artist means taking risks, even if it means confusing or disappointing people. His maturity and honesty have made him not only a great actor, but also a mentor figure for younger generations in Hollywood. Many of them see him as living proof that success doesn't end when the spotlight fades. It simply evolves. Many fans know Mark Hamill as the voice of the Joker, but few realize how seriously he takes voice acting as a craft. He once described the recording booth as a theater of the mind. There are no costumes or sets, only imagination. Hamill treats each voice role like a live performance, using his body and facial expressions even though no one can see them. His preparation is legendary. Before voicing a character, he reads scripts dozens of times, searching for rhythm, emotion, and musicality in each line. He even practices how each laugh or scream feels physically. For the Joker, he created more than 20 types of laughs. One for mockery, one for fear, one for sadness, and one for pure madness. That attention to detail made his Joker unforgettable. Hamill believes that animation is just as demanding as live action, because it requires total emotional control. His respect for the art form helped change how Hollywood views voice actors. He proved that voice performance can be just as powerful and artistic as any on-screen role. In the digital age, Mark Hamill has become more than just an actor. He's a full-blown internet legend. His witty posts, heartfelt replies to fans, and self-aware humor have made him one of the most beloved celebrities online. While many stars distance themselves from fans, Hamill embraces them. He replies to tweets, shares fan art, and even participates in online jokes about Star Wars. One of his most viral moments came when he read Donald Trump's tweets in the Joker's voice, something that millions watched and shared. His charm lies in how approachable he is. He never acts above his fans, often saying that he owes everything to them. When young fans tell him that Star Wars changed their lives, he listens carefully and always thanks them. He also defends fans when they are criticized for being too obsessed. According to Hamill, passion for storytelling and imagination should always be celebrated, not mocked. This humility has turned him into a symbol of kindness in an industry often known for ego and pride. Online or off-screen, Hamill continues to remind people that kindness never goes out of style. Even after playing dark and complex roles, Hamill has never lost his belief in hope. In many interviews, he speaks about the importance of staying curious, forgiving others, and never giving up on dreams, even when they seem impossible. He once said that Luke Skywalker wasn't powerful because of his lightsaber, but because of his hope and faith. That idea, Hamill believes, applies to real life too. He often tells young people that everyone fights their own battles, mental, emotional, or personal, and that believing in a better tomorrow is what makes us strong. Hamill's message of hope resonates deeply with fans who grew up watching him. For many, Luke Skywalker was not just a movie hero. He was a guide for life. Hamill's real-life journey mirrors that same lesson. He faced doubt, injury, rejection, and loss, but kept going. Even now, he continues to spread positivity through his charity work and mentorship programs. His belief that hope and humor can heal pain has inspired millions, making him more than just an actor. He's a teacher in disguise. Behind the fame and lights, Mark Hamill's most meaningful success is his family. He and his wife, Marilu York, have been married for more than 45 years, a rare thing in Hollywood. They met before Star Wars made him famous, and she has remained his constant support through every up and down. Hamill often says that Marilu keeps him grounded and reminds him of who he was before fame. They raised 3 children together, Nathan, Griffin, and Chelsea. All 3 have appeared briefly in Star Wars projects, but none pursued full-time acting. Hamill takes pride in that, saying that he wanted them to live normal lives away from Hollywood pressure. He has spoken openly about balancing career and family, admitting that he sometimes failed in the past by being too focused on work. But he learned from those mistakes and now prioritizes family time. He enjoys quiet evenings, long walks with his dogs, and playing with his grandchildren. For a man who once battled loneliness during his early fame, these peaceful moments represent true success, not wealth, not awards, but love and stability.